didn't you?
Oh yes, slight problem. Myself and the deputy were 1 hour and 42 minutes adrift. We went into Plymouth for the night and a few too many beers and just come back late.
That was just a couple of minutes adrift, that was all.
It's never more than a couple of minutes, wasn't it?
Well, 102.
What happened?
Oh, we met a couple of young ladies in one of the nightclubs in Plymouth and lost complete track of the time.
What were you up to?
We went into Plymouth with Noddy Lake. Just had a few too many beers, ended up nightclubbing. Lost track.
Was it a successful evening?
Not as successful as I'd like to have been. Not really, no.
Man overboard, stop side. Very good. Down 6 short blast.
Well, after 4 weeks intensive training, a man can be expected to go overboard a bit. And the real thing comes as seamanship training gets the NOZZERS away from the parade ground and out for a breath of sea air.
Hoist flag Oscar close up. Tell the lookout to indicate the man.
First off starboard wheel on, sir.
Very good. You step off, you don't jump or anything else, you step off.
Right.
As you step off, you point your flippers down into the water. So you go in toe first, you point your toes down and away from you. Whichever way he says to go, you sit, put yourself in that direction, kicking your feet, go facing him all the time, and he'll direct you, turning left and right, so you get to the man.
Right.
Oh, no, look up! You go right up and then you'll land flat on your
Step
face.
in.
Up. Turn around. That's it. Look for the back. Sit in the water. Kick your legs. Watch the bat. Watch the bat. Work as a team. Pass it along to each other so you've all got the equal tension. Not fights in it. All right, just picking stop swimming. We've got you. Just drift. Your thumb off and you've got him. Right. Heave in, hand over hand. Right, stop swimming. All right, you put your hand down now. Right, weight coming on. Stand by. 2-6, away. And again, 2-6, away. All together. 2-6, heave. 2-6, heave. 2-6, heave. 2-6, heave.
There'll be heaving of another sort in a few minutes when the Wrens get their first experience of the gas chamber. Their main problem at the moment is to try and understand what the Martian in the middle there is trying to tell them. Whatever it is, he seems to want them to do some very peculiar things.
Okay, everybody can gas in here? No. Right, listen, this is right. We're going to count this score now. So if you want to line straight in front of me, one after the other side. Right, the thing we're going to do is I want you to take a deep breath. Off, right there, open your eyes and show your legs. You've got to. Stop there, very good. Don't get in your eyes and you turn it over. And then you do your open. I don't no problem. All right, big breath. And by the time you say your name, you'll be so glad you walk out the door. No problems, okay? Ready? Steady. Big breath. Go. Ready? Big stick. Go there. Ready? Steady. Go. Okay, slow down. Ready? Steady. Go. Okay.
Take deep breaths in, out. Don't itch. Just take deep breaths and swallow. Don't panic. Just keep calm. It's all finished now, look. Calm. Keep calm. Deep breaths in and out. Finish. There you go.
Well, what was it like?
Dreadful, very frightening.
What were the effects?
It was burning in your throat. You couldn't breathe. And tears, just your eyes are stinging, really stinging. You can't stop crying.
The object of that is the chemical agents that might be used perhaps in wartime. Right. The symptoms of some of them very similar. They affect your eyes, make your eyes water, make your nose run, things like that. So they're very similar symptoms, so that in the future you should now be able to recognise them should you be in an unfortunate situation.
No, we didn't believe there was gas in there until you just take your mask and it hits you. 2 seconds and At the door. Right.
What we want you to do is to write...
The end of the new entrants' first 6 weeks is in sight. But just as they must have felt their school days were behind them, they find themselves back in the classroom again, doing some very odd lessons indeed.
Silly sailors can't make funny hats.
The Wrens have a shorter course than the lads. Their training is now over, for better or worse. Now there's nothing they can do but wait and keep their fingers crossed.
Well, what was the mark? Well into the 90s, ladies. Well done. You want to start? Okay, now, listen. Quiet, please. Just because you've passed this doesn't mean you've completed the course. You've got the kit muster on Wednesday morning, and you've got final rounds from First Officer Wilson on Friday morning. All right? Now, I know that your kit now has been pretty good, and I expect you to maintain the standards, and the kit muster will be good, I know. But rounds I'm worried about. So let's get it really right this week, please. Yes?
In spite of the ominous looming of final rounds and First Officer Wilson, the girls are looking further forward.
Looking forward to seeing my mum.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that we've actually got this far, but in a way it seems ages that we first walked in that door, but the days, they go quick. They're so full, you've never got spare moments yourself.
You know, just a week ago I was on Dartmoor.
Yeah.
Wishing I want to get into that pub, but now it's sort of, if it is Monday morning, then sort of 4 days left, or 3 really. Because Friday won't count, because Friday's the big day.
So they're going to be really busy, you know, doing
kit
ready for passing out shoes. Or, I think got to label all that kit.
Yeah, just feel great.
Yeah.
Passing out day arrives at last, and the girls put the final touches to their immaculate uniforms. They're using an ingenious method of dust removal invented by Matelot, who once sat on a roll of sticky tape and found it took away a lot of hair he hadn't known about in the first place.
Good.
The training officer, looking as proud as Punch, makes little last-minute adjustments, almost as if she were supervising a flower arrangement.
Now, on completion of divisions, you can go out and meet your families, all right, straight back here into the rec room for a cup of tea. All right? So remember to introduce your families to the Admiral, the Captain, First Officer, me and Pierre and Alan, in that order, of course, ladies.
It seems it was only a few short weeks ago since parents worried whether their children would ever make anything of themselves at all. And now, the company of admirals.
And ready. Yard! General salute! Present! Out!
They all are mature young women. The average age is normally 18 and a half, but a class average age can be 20 and a half. So that one's philosophy of training has to be slightly different to training a 16-and-a-half-year-old boy. Therefore, we put pressure on them in slightly different ways, not necessarily in a physical way, because there are few of us in what is an all-male society. There are some 2,500 junior rates in the service. Therefore, they are noticed, so their standards have to be high. And we aim in a very short space of time, in 5 weeks, to instill in them not only a pride in the service and the uniform they wear, but a pride in themselves.
Did you play sports at school before you came here? Yes, and how have you found the course in that particular respect?
I've enjoyed sport.
Have you? Yes. And how about the work in general? Have you found it hard?
Not really.
You haven't? No. What was the attraction in joining the Wrens, do you?
We put a lot of personal pressure on them to achieve a lot in 5 weeks. It certainly isn't soft. The fact that we don't shout and scream at them might mislead people into thinking it is soft, but it certainly isn't. My personal philosophy of training, and that which we employ here, and certainly has been used by the nuns for a long time, is that we would aim to make people achieve certain standards because they wish to achieve them, rather than because of the fear of the consequences if they don't achieve something.